Hey guys, Brian with VetteSource checking in Thursday night. Thought I'd bring you another one of my old school type parts this evening and feature these so you guys could kind of see what these are all about. If you've watched some of my videos in the past, you'll know I pretty much will deal in anything Corvette related, but my passion lies with some of the older cars. Would be 60s, 70s, 70s on down, 60s, 50s. Those type of Corvettes. I love the new Corvettes, but this old stuff really gets my heart racing just because they're such a neat, timeless design. These here are a couple of new old stock parts that I've got here in inventory. I'll give you a quick look here. So this would be a 392-9259 and a 392-9260. Now, for the sharp eagle-eyed people out there, you'll notice that even though these are new old stock parts, kind of in a little bit of an older GM box, this has a newer style label on it. If you keep up with new old stock kind of stuff and that into the business, this is a label from probably the late 90s into the 2000s. The labels have changed a little bit again from here, but this is a newer label. So the question is, of course, what are these new old stock parts doing with these kind of labels? So let me show you what these are first real quick. Now, again, for the older guys that know, or girls that are familiar with older Corvettes, there are Corvettes from 68 to 72 that have either the big block, the 427, or the LT-1 motors installed. And they actually had a special hood with a power dome. These are new old stock hood inserts. These actually go in the actual hood itself. In fact, I'll show you you can see on that big block I've got sitting right there. I featured that, and I actually had a instrument speedo cluster, tachometer cluster that I highlighted for you guys to show you how that came apart. So you can kind of see those hood inserts go in that power bulge in the power dome. That's the 427 emblem there on that corner there. And this is where these would install. So these are inserts. Of course, these are flash chrome, actually a pretty heavy duty type metal. And again, the question is, what were these being produced in the late 90s, early 2000s? So contrary to popular belief, GM will, if a car line particularly has a certain following to it and maintains a popularity, and they still have the original tooling, they will in some cases just lease out the tooling to a third-party vendor and let them make a run of parts, not reproduction, but they actually reissue these parts, and then they will sell them for a while until they're depleted from stock. Sometimes they do them for the bigger vendors too, like Eckler's Corvettes and some of the other places will make a bulk purchase, so it's economically feasible for GM to do this kind of stuff. So these, as you can see, are brand new. What's interesting is they carry this modern part number, which would be applicable to the reissue, basically. But on the original part itself, as I was going through this and showing you, these are the original mold marks from when they were produced. And I think that is 2000, maybe that's 2000. But it actually carries the original part number. So on the box, we got a 392-9260. But on the part itself, because this is cast into the original mold, is a 392-2286, which if you go back to the old school parts catalogs, the paper catalogs, that's what actually shows in there for the hood inserts for the big block 427s or 454s or the LT-1 cars that had the power dome special hood. So these are pretty cool. They're typical GM chrome. They're not actually going to be perfect. And sometimes they sit on the shelf and they get a little tiny bit of wear on them, but they're easily polishable and they look pretty cool. It's just kind of a flash chrome process that they use. It's not real, something meant to hold up for many, many years. Of course, even the retainer bolts come with their own little GM part number, 001 45 486. And of course, this other one looks identical, just the opposite side. So these will install, like I said, in the hood area, like so, and they fit in just like that. So kind of a cool piece, like I said, for 68 to 72 Corvettes. if you've got a need for these or anything else I carry on my older parts, new old stock or used or otherwise, just let me know. You can always reach me. My phone is pretty much tied to my hip. 832-654-7367 is my phone number. My email address is VetteSource, my channel name at hotmail.com. So I'm going to close that wrap up to tonight. Appreciate you guys checking in to watch some of the videos. If you got anything to comment or looking for other parts, let me know in the comment section below. And I will check back with you guys tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Thanks again, guys.